Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Creating a TCP/IP server and client in Python can be accomplished using the built-in socket library. Below, I'll provide a step-by-step tutorial on how to implement both a simple TCP server and a client. This example will demonstrate basic communication where the server echoes back any message it receives from the client. Step 1. Setting up the TCP server. 1. Import the socket library. This library provides the functions needed to create the server. 2. Create a socket object. Use the socket function to create a new socket. 3. Bind the socket. Bind the socket to an IP address and port. 4. Listen for connections. Use the listen method to listen for incoming client connections. 5. Accept connections. Use the accept method to accept a connection from a client. 6. Receive and send data. Use the recv and send methods to communicate with the client. 7. Close the connection. Close the socket once done. Here's an example of a simple TCP server. Python. Import socket. Def start _ server, host equals 127.0.0.1, port equals 65432. Create a TCP/IP socket. Server _ socket equals socket.socket, socket.af_inet, socket.sock _stream. Bind the socket to the address and port. Server _ socket.bind, host, port. Enable the server to accept connections. Server _ socket.listen. Print, F server listening on host : port. Accept connections in a loop. While true. Wait for a connection. Client _ socket, client _ address equals server _ socket.accept. Print, F connected to client _ address. Try. While true. Receive data from the client. Data equals client _ socket.recv, 1024. If not data. Break no data means the client has closed the connection. Print, F received, data.decode. Echo the received data back to the client. Client _ socket.sendle, data. Finally. Clean up the connection. Client _ socket.close. Print, F connection with client _ address closed. If ___name ___ equals __main __. Start _server. Step 2, setting up the TCP client. 1. Import the socket library. Just like the server, the client will also use this library. 2. Create a socket object. Create a new socket using socket. 3. Connect to the server. Use the connect method to connect to the server's IP address and port. 4. Send and receive data. Use the sendle method to send data and recv to receive data from the server. 5. Close the connection. Once done, close the socket. Here's an example of a simple TCP client. Python. Import socket. Def start _ client, host equals 127.0.0.1, port equals 65432. Create a TCP/IP socket. Client _ socket equals socket.socket, socket.af_inet, socket.sock _stream. Connect to the server. Client _ socket.connect, host, port. Try. Send some data. Message equals hello, server. Print, F sending, message. Client _ socket.sendle, message.encode. Receive the response from the server. Data equals client _ socket.recv, 1024. Print, F received, data.decode. Finally, close the connection. Client_socket.close. If ___name ___ equals ___main ___. Start _client. How to run the server and client. 1. Start the server. Save the server code in a file named tcp_server.py. Run the server script in a terminal/command prompt. Bash python tcp_server.py. 2. Start the client. Save the client code in a file named tcp_client.py. Run the client script in another terminal/command prompt. Bash python tcp_client.py. Conclusion. This tutorial provided a basic overview of creating a TCP/IP server and client in Python using the socket library. The server listens for connections and echoes back any messages it receives from the client. You can expand on this foundation to build more complex applications, such as multi-threaded servers, handling multiple clients, or implementing secure communications using SSL.